So it's becoming pretty obvious that Stephen A. Smith is not exactly feeling Steven Jackson right now.
I told you invited on the show anytime, face to face. I'll come on All the Smoke with y'all face to face. And the only thing that I'm gonna say to Steven Jackson, Stacks, oh, I want you there. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, in my face, tell me what you know about me. I can't wait. Don't go on social media, whatever, invite me, I'll be there.
Because things really heated up after Jackson stepped into the situation involving Matt Barnes. Jackson didn't just casually comment either. He basically threw out a warning towards Stephen A., almost like saying, don't push this too far because there are things I know that you might not want out there.
Hey. Yeah, I got a lot of DMs. I saw what bro said. I'm a spam Stephen A, man. It's a lot I could say. It's a lot I know. I ain't gonna do that because, I don't get on like that. There's too many busters on social media jumping on there and just, gossiping like women. But Stephen A, I know. I know.
And that kind of message instantly raises eyebrows. From that point, Stephen A. Smith clearly felt the pressure building, so he jumped on his podcast to respond directly, making it clear he wasn't about to stay quiet while his name was being dragged into the conversation. The tension started after Matt Barnes publicly called him out, pointing out that the Stephen A. Smith people see today is very different from the one they knew years ago, even saying that the old version of Stephen A. might not even recognize the new version anymore. Barnes tried to keep things respectful, explaining that he wasn't trying to attack Stephen A. personally, but he still wanted to highlight how much things have changed over time, and that message definitely caught attention.
The Stephen A. I met in Philly in 0405 or 0506 would slap the shit out of this dude. The dude he sees today, the OG would slap him.
The whole situation started gaining momentum fast, especially as more people began reacting to the clips and sharing opinions about whether Stephen A. had really changed or if this was just tension finally surfacing after years behind the scenes. Stephen A. Smith didn't ignore it either, because in his response he directly mentioned Steven Jackson, making it clear he was ready to handle things face to face if necessary, basically saying he's not the type to let someone hint that they have leverage over him without addressing it directly.
Thank you.
Matt Barnes, this is for you. I appreciate that video. I found nothing disrespectful, not a single word about what you said. And you're absolutely right. We ain't gonna sit up there and include all the trolls and the wannabes and people that's just trying to get their name in the mix for clickbait. We don't need to do that. I appreciate your video. We disagree. But I want you to know that I didn't find a single word that you just uttered remotely disrespectful, like I found your initial one. I guess the way that I would start off responding to you is by saying, if you fuck with me, how come you didn't call me before you posted the original video?
The tone suggested he wanted clarity immediately, almost like saying, if there's something being implied, then say it openly instead of playing games. So in the clip we just looked at, Stephen A. Smith actually showed some appreciation toward Matt Barnes, saying there was no disrespect from his side and that he understood the intent behind the message. Even with all the tension building around the situation, Stephen A. made it sound like there was still room to keep things respectful, at least publicly, which adds another interesting layer to everything happening behind the scenes. But when it comes to Steven Jackson, Stephen A. Smith is clearly not letting this situation slide, because from his perspective, if someone hints they have something serious to reveal, then they should come out and say it openly instead of leaving cryptic messages hanging in the air. Stephen A. basically made it known that he's ready to handle this directly, even saying he would show up in person and address everything face to face, because in his mind, you can't throw out statements suggesting you know something and then refuse to explain what you actually mean. Now, the big question is whether Stack 5 will even respond, but honestly, it seems unlikely considering how distant things have become between them over time.
So I just saw a video of Stephen A. Smith having an issue with LeBron on a golf course with a bunch of white boys, as he put it, talking about Memphis and how they should move to Nashville. And if you've been paying attention on social media, it's kind of a trending topic right now. I played in Memphis, got a lot of love for the city, but there's no doubt that the city needs to upgrade when it comes to its facilities for pro players. But Stephen A., you shouldn't have a problem with that. You're talking about his words and what they mean to the black community. But you've been the same man in front of the camera for the last handful of months, disrespecting Serena Williams, disrespecting Jasmine Crockett, disrespecting Kamala Harris, and tap dancing for the whole Republican Party, the whole white Republican Party. But you got an issue with LeBron talking about a trending topic, and his words carry weight, and he doesn't understand what his words can do to the black community. Do you understand the bullshit you're talking and what that can do to the black community? We all used to have a lot of love for you, bro, particularly me, because you looked out. But we're not going to forget the bullshit you on right now.
Their relationship has reportedly been strained for quite a while, especially after previous situations where Stephen Jackson publicly challenged some of Stephen A's strong opinions about players, decisions, and controversial takes that stirred debate across the basketball world.
Because we could have had that conversation, and then you could have had context before you went out and said whatever it was that you wanted to say. I thought I was owed that courtesy by somebody I rock with, like you. But I get what you're saying, because I ain't a black man, I'm a brother. All these cats with their shows, I'm talking about current players. Do you notice they've never invited me on? You ever ask yourself why, Matt? If I'm so wrong, and I'm so effed up, and I've changed, and I've sold out, and I've done all of this, have you ever wondered why they haven't challenged me on a public platform in my face, thereby giving me an opportunity to respond directly to them? Have you ever noticed why they don't do that? When LeBron had the shop, I would have came on. If somebody else got their podcast, I'll come on. When have you known me to say no? I think it's real weak to talk about people and don't talk to them, especially when they ask you to do so. You know I don't run, dog. You know I don't hide. You ever wonder why they haven't called? Because it's one thing to talk shit on social media or your YouTube platform when I ain't around. It's another thing entirely to do that shit to my face when I get an opportunity to respond in real time.
About a year ago, the tension was already noticeable when Stephen A. Smith openly distanced himself from Stephen Jackson, explaining that he didn't understand why Jackson kept publicly criticizing him when he personally wasn't going after Jackson in return. From Stephen A.'s point of view, it started feeling one-sided, like every time his name made headlines, another comment or criticism would come from Jackson, and eventually he made it clear he wasn't interested in continuing that dynamic.
Yo, Stacks, I look forward to seeing you, dog. I look forward to it. Matter of fact, I can't wait. Sit down in front of my face. I know, you know I know. Really, I want to know. To my face. All I ask is for the chance to respond. That would be my definition of Christmas coming early. Or Valentine's Day, or Thanksgiving, or whatever holiday you want to utilize. Again, I'm here. I'll see y'all soon. Looking forward to it. I'm out.
At the time, Stephen A. expressed that he had no personal issue and wasn't actively targeting Jackson in any of his commentary, but the repeated public shots made it harder to maintain any kind of friendly connection. Since then, there hasn't been any clear public moment showing that the two actually resolved things, which explains why Stephen A.'s recent comments sounded more direct and more serious when speaking on the situation during his podcast, Straight Shooter with Stephen A. Smith.
But what he said about me when it came to Russell Westbrook really raked my nerves. He called me a snitch. Now, Stephen Jackson, I could ask you, were you high? I don't give a that you don't want to with me no more. I apologize to everybody that don't like me using that language. I just want to say that.
Right now, everything still feels unresolved, and the tension hasn't fully disappeared, which is why this latest response has people paying attention again, wondering if anything further will be said or if the situation will just stay as another ongoing rivalry in the sports media world. Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this situation definitely has people talking. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next update, and I'll catch you in the next one.